Hello, thanks for coming. Bubble wrap is a beautiful thing. If you are going to be sending things, many things, I would suggest finding a store that has great big rolls of it. Because, I mean, you can get it in smaller amounts at, well, in Canada, like Dollarama and other places. But if you really think you're going to be doing, shipping a few things, it's well worth it. And this is not being shipped, this exactly. It's being picked up. But still, bubble wrap is a beautiful thing. Sometimes hard to work with. I always find it. Oh, here's the tape thing that doesn't work. Oh, I hate this tape. Eventually, I will run out of this tape. The tape is good. The dispenser is the trouble. Yes. So much of what I learned about how to wrap things up. Oh, what is going on? I don't understand it. It's like the teeth on this thing are all right there. Just everything slips. Anyway, much I learned about packing things and wrapping things and shipping things, I learned from watching the wonderful man who ran the fish and chip store in Toronto on Avenue Road called the Black Cat for a long time. He would not wrap things in bubble wrap, it was paper. But I'm surprised he didn't start up a secondary business as a gift wrapper at Christmas. It was always very neat, very tidy, very lovely. So, will this tape rip nicely for me? I don't know. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. So right now, even if I was going to ship this, I would feel pretty confident that this bubble wrap, maybe another sheet or so, would be dandy. I think I will put more tape on this. For one thing, I think I need to. For other thing, the faster I can use up this evil roll of tape that seems to cause me such angst and misery over ripping the tape off, the better. Of course, if this was being shipped, it would be shipped in something else as well. But there is the C64, more tape, 64 C board with the super PLA all wrapped up. I do not understand. I don't. Is it beautiful? Well, maybe not, but it is safe. So the other thing I have to do here, just a moment, I try to always have everything right handy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, I did mention that I have to ship just a drive assembly away. which means I have to get it out of the disk drive. Thankfully, at this moment, because I just dropped the screw, it doesn't really matter if the screws fall out a little bit right now, because I'm not putting this drive back together, so I can just pick them out of the bottom. At least that is the plan. So to get a disk drive mechanism out of this rail of a system, you have to remove the rail from the case. Funny, I just looking at this. Remember I told you the rail, I think I told you, basically the metal rail that holds the disk drive together has been pretty much the same in the 1541 since the beginning of time. But when they put in shorter boards, then they could modify it. Hello, what's going on here? They could modify it depending on where the size of the smaller board. Well, this one, I've not seen this before. This one is unique in that the mounting places for the board, which are here, 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 and here, only these 5 are used, and of course the ones on the side. But they have these extra ones here in case it was a longer board. But this is different in that I guess it was made for the longer board, but then the shorter board came out, and they were like, uh-oh. And they hadn't done, I guess, production on, you know, putting these extra things on for the screws. So these, actually, mounting things, have been added with screws. Interesting. I have not seen that before. Ah, well. Alright, so we have some screws. Should be... There we go. There are 6 of them. Isn't it beautiful? So, I can set that over here. I will, of course, treat everything carefully. Also, I will put these screws into this bag, marked 1541 of all things. There we go. So now, we're getting there, but we're not there. The drive mechanism, of course, mounts into cables. Cables are important. Into the rail on other little sections of this. And I would imagine that all of these things, well, not all of them, but you see, Commodore also made filing cabinets. So they had vast sheet metal facilities and bending things, and I think a lot of that was based in Toronto, Scarborough, Ontario, you know. So I suspect, because of course they didn't want to have to get anything from anybody, that a lot of these mounting systems may not have come from the place in Toronto, but certainly I bet you they were designed there. But who knows? Maybe they made them there and shipped them to other far-flung places. I don't know. I just don't know. Alright, so the screws are out. Now I must be very gentle in lifting. Hello. Have I forgotten something? Oh, maybe it comes straight up, I think. It's been a long time since I've taken one of these out. Okay, yes. it comes straight up and then slides out. And there is a drive mechanism for a 1541. There it is. With a wee little belt on the bottom and a little circuit board on the bottom. Looks like a little potentiometer for probably adjusting the speed. And a stepper motor. And it's dandy. Dandy. So I have tested this. It is just dandy. And I need to carefully put it down. I'll put it in the case here. I shall. And I will rescue the screws. There. So now, what I really need to do, I need to figure out a box, but also bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. It will keep it safe, it will. This too is a whole other assembly, and you know, this just reeks of metal working shop. And boy, there's a lot of little tangs and things and such on this. And oh, there's the power supply. A lot of stuff going on here. And yet, still, a very simple power supply. Look, it's a transformer. That's all it is. The model number of this is 1540009-02C. And it's got all the holes, all the tangs, all the everything, except these tangs, two things, look like they were in fact an afterthought before they cranked up production on the next round of things. And I would bet that if I were to take this screwdriver and loosen this off, that in fact, yes, that would come off. I had no doubt it wouldn't come off, but there's also a little indentation here that it might have been stuck extra or something, but it doesn't. It isn't. It is not. Alright, so now I have to find some more bubble wrap, which of course is no trouble because I have a big roll. Actually, I have two big rolls. I got them before pandemic things got terrible. But I gotta find a box which is big enough, but not too big. And then sort out the bubble wrap. And perhaps see who is sending me messages. Anyway, so to summarize, to get this mechanism out of the 1541, it takes 6 screws to remove the rail, and then 4 screws to remove the drive, and to get the drive out once you've actually undone it, you have to very gently lift it a little bit until it clears and pull it out the front. And there it is. Be careful of all the wires, be careful not to drop it, don't let your cat get into it. Alright, onward to look for a box. Thanks for coming. Stay tuned.